We go right to the next speaker. I see Mr. Alex is giving me the... Okay, our next speaker is, as I said, she's been vice president of membership, and has been an area governor and working towards her DTN. Ms. Please join me, welcome Ms. Janice Ogata. Speech is the Advanced Manual Speech Public Relation Project number 4, Speaking Under Fire. And the title is Paper versus Technology.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Let me preface this speech by saying I am supposed to convince you guys, who are a hostile audience, why paper is better than technology. With that being said, there are two types of people in this world. There are book people who like to have books, and there are tech people who like to use technology to read books. I'm not sure about you, but when I was growing up, we didn't have the internet. Okay, I'm an old lady. So we had textbooks. We were in elementary school, high school, middle school, and we actually had textbooks. So every year, at the beginning of the school year, you would get a textbook, and there would be a place in the cover where there was a pocket, and you had to sign your name, and the teacher would issue you a book. And you had to put a book cover on it, and you had to be responsible for your book for the whole semester. Also, when I was growing up, I don't even know how many of you remember this, but there were door-to-door encyclopedia salespeople. And if you were fortunate enough, your grandparents or your parents, they invited the encyclopedia salesperson into your house, and they made a down payment on encyclopedias because nobody could afford the $1,400 all at one time. So they would make a down payment, and you were super excited to get your one volume. A through B was your encyclopedia. And then the next month you would get another volume, C through D. So anyways, okay, so we had encyclopedias. But also, I'm just using these books as an example. There's no, there's no reason that I picked these books. But the reason that I think that books are better than technology is because books transport us to another world. Also, you can flip through the pages, they're tangible. And I don't know about you guys, but do you guys like to go to the library and smell the books? I know that's kind of a weird thing, but you can't really smell a book through your tablet or iPad or, okay, I'm a little vision challenged now, so I surely do not want to be reading a book on my iPhone. The reason that I love books so much is they're comfortable, and they have tangible pages. Also, let me tell you about my first experience with electronics. I was a retail store manager, and we were being trained on how to transition from cash registers, where you had to data input, use a 10 key, to sell people products. And I was skeptical, and I said, oh, do we really have to learn this? Because computer thing is not gonna take off. Boy, was I wrong. So here I am, the manager of a retail store, and I'm like, oh, I don't really want to learn this because, you know, you just go boop, boop, scam people's items. And I kind of felt like a disconnect. I was like, I really want to have that feeling of punching in the numbers. Anyways, I digress. I was wrong. But let me tell you, the reason, my point for loving books, how many of you have read to children? How many of you have had a Dr. Seuss book? And how many of you have recollections of your first book that you ever read, or that was read to you? I remember having this book called Katie the Kitten, and it went, Katie the Kitten, a small tiger cat, asleep in the hall with a ball and a bat. I would probably still have that book till this day if I didn't trade it for some shiny stickers. I was so mad at myself. I traded that book for shiny stickers. So anyway, here is an example of a book on an iPad, which I borrowed from some number. So I don't think that I like to do this, to slide, to read. I would much rather have the tangible product, because at least if I fall asleep with this book on my face, then it'll just whereas, you know, they say not to sleep with this because it'll keep you awake and it's not very relaxing. So therefore, fellow Toastmasters, I believe in books. Oh no, that's okay. And now, my time is over for the speech, so now you guys are supposed to be a hostile audience and ask me some questions. Yes.
What about verbal books?
What is a verbal book?
That's what you listen to.
Audio.
Audio book.
Can't smell it.
That was not. Yes, Linda.
What about all the trees you're killing with books?
Well, you know, they said when we invented computers that we would use less paper, but that is not true. How many times does somebody tell you, oh, can you print that spreadsheet for me? Can you print the, you know, I need these reports, so I have to take them to a meeting. So therefore, I'm printing 20 copies of all this. Yes, I'm killing trees, but you're killing trees for books anyways. And books take you to a magical place. They really do. Okay.
How about women's purses have gotten smaller and smaller? I can't carry a big book, but I can for sure carry this in my purse.
Well, I can carry this book in my purse.
I should read small books.
You should have some light reading as you put them in your books. Yes.
Okay.
How am I supposed to troubleshoot equipment on my small ship when I can't afford to use all that space for all the tech manuals for my computer? And on top of that, my computer is constantly getting updated in its tech manual, so there's new additions every single month. Wouldn't it just be easier to update with a tablet?
Maybe, but but a tablet could get wet and it could fall overboard. And you have this whole entire library. So if your tablet falls into the ocean, you're like, oh, I have no coordinates, I have nothing. So I think paper still wins out on that argument. Yes. Bill.
Well, let's say you're an author, but you can't get published because the publishers like to make money. They have to sell a certain amount of books to make money. They have to advertise and print them. The more they print, the cheaper they are. Well, on Kindle, you can write the absolute worst book that has ever been written in the entire history of humankind, and they will publish it. It will cost you nothing. And you will be a published author, and if you can market it and get people interested, they'll buy it. Of course, you'll be published, but you won't have anything to whine about, like the publishers won't listen to me, because you'll be published.
And what I tell you fellow Toastmasters about that is if they will publish anything, you do not want to read that garbage. Yes, next question.
What do you do when you travel on vacation? The more books you bring, the less clothes you can bring or other items. for your vacation. How do you manage that?
Sir, what I have to say to you, please excuse me. If you are taking books on vacation, you are not living. You don't need any books. You need maybe, well, that's not a book. Hold on. You need one book. That's it. Fellow Toastmasters.